We are live.
Hello!
Hey
Happy
there.
Thursday! It's that time of the week again.
I know, I'm excited. I always love Thursdays.
I do too. I'm Marci Bailey.
And I'm Alyssa Canty.
And we are Ladies Who Lunch.
Yeah.
We had every intention of being here at 12:15. Sorry we're a few minutes late.
It's okay.
The day got away from us.
The jewels.
But thanks for being here, ladies. Make sure you say hello. We want to see who is on today. It's a beautiful fall day. We're so excited to be outside. It feels amazing.
It's crisp.
You're a little chilly.
I know, I should have brought a jacket.
Should have got you a coffee.
Okay.
We are going to talk about the best part of every month, which is birthstones.
Yes.
And October birthstones, ladies. Opals.
I know.
Opals and the alternative,
Tourmaline.
pink tourmaline. Is
Yeah,
it specifically pink or any tourmaline?
Traditionally pink.
Okay.
But I think it's accepted to be all colors now.
Okay. So if you love opals, which who does not?
Oh my God, they're my favorite.
You know what's
so
weird?
fun.
I've always enjoyed them, but for some reason lately, I think maybe because we're seeing them more, a lot more designers are using them in their designs, especially black opals.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I have like a new affection for them.
What, a couple months ago when we were in New York? Oh my gosh.
Everywhere
the
we
opals.
went, every
Gorgeous.
designer we went to, everything, the opals were plentiful and insane. Like, so beautiful.
Yeah.
And I learned something really interesting about opals when we were in New York. Hippolyta had some amazing, one-of-a-kind black opal pieces. And basically what she said is the stone specimen really dictates the piece because the shape for those like boulder opals that are literally coming off of like the matrix rock, there's only so much you can do. Like you can do a little bit of polishing to the surface, but the shape is literally dictated by the rock that it is grown on.
That's so that makes sense why hers are so different shaped. They're really cool.
And why it has to be one of a kind.
Yeah.
Because there's no like calibrating sizes for those stones.
I know.
So
And the
cool.
cool thing too about opals is they have so much of that color and the play of like really pairing pieces together is so fun to find. You're never going to find like a perfect match, but they'll be like sisters and just so pretty. I
know.
love it.
It's one of the most amazing stones. So for ladies that are watching live, we want to hear, are you an October baby? Even if you're not, do you have opal pieces that you love? It was interesting. I went through my jewelry and surprisingly, like I really don't have any opal.
Yeah.
It made me be like, okay, I need to add that.
Add some in.
Like I need to put that higher up on my wish list.
I know. I have my one opal piece, but
Share it, please, and tell the story. I love this ring.
I love this ring, guys. So this I found at one of our vintage and antique shows.
Early on, right? One of our earlier ones.
Really, like I think 5 or so years ago I found it. And it was a Victorian piece, literally like a size 3. It barely fit the top of my finger.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with it. It's so fun.
It's beautiful. I love the mounting.
I know. It's just classic.
I
I love this piece.
It's gorgeous. Look, you were a trendsetter 5 years ago.
Oh, my fun little opal.
I love it. So opal is a really unique gemstone and has some qualities that are not seen in any other gemstone. Along with that comes some special care requirements that we want to make sure to cover with you guys to make sure that if you do, especially because mid-century, early 1900s, even Victorian, you saw opal. So a lot of folks that we know, a lot of you ladies have inherited pieces and it is important to make sure that you're caring for them correctly.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll get to that in a minute. I want to start out first by kind of just giving you a quick overview of the different types of opals that you may come across. The most common of which is going to be the white
opal. So like these earrings are a great representation of that kind of white. You'll see them almost that kind of off-white, creamy color.
Yeah, creamy, semi-translucent. So they're not opaque. You can see through them a bit, but they're not solid. And what really makes them unique is that they have a unique phenomenon called the play of color. And it essentially, I'm going to let you explain how that occurs, but it essentially creates, when the stone interacts with light, you get this amazing, what they call, what they call play of color, and can give you lots of different colors that kind of like pop out of the stone.
Yeah, so really cool. Opals are made of silicone and oxygen with added water.
Yep.
So they're 10% of their
composition,
their weight, everything is from water, which is super cool. And that's what gives it this really fun kind of depth to it, I guess. And how that play of color happens is there's these tiny, tiny little spheres of the cilia that they're made of, and they have to be aligned perfectly and be just the right size in this grid-like pattern so that you get this color hue from that lack of white, making like white light, making that fun color spectrum.
Yeah, it's the way that those individual little beads interact with the light to give you back all the different colors, hence play of color in the stone.
Yeah, I know.
Which
on
is so cool.
GIA's website, there's this cool little thing where you can see from 10 times magnification, then down to 20, then down to 30, and you can really see how it's like the play of color, how when you see the little grid, it's really cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's real fun.
And that exists only in
opals.
Which
no
is so
other
neat.
gemstone does this.
Now, in all of your reading, if I remember correctly, the most prized, like from a value and rarity standpoint, color is the opals that you see that have a lot of red in their play of color are going to be the most rare and most desired stone. So not all opals are created equally.
Yeah.
You can get, that's what's great about opals is you really can get them in a very wide range of price points, which I love.
Yeah.
The less play of color the stone has, the more affordable it's going to be per carat. And so the more, like, again, play of color, all those different colors that are popping out at you when you're looking at the stone interact with the light, and the more red specifically is going to be a more fine or rare specimen, and that in turn is going to be worth more money.
Absolutely. And see, these is a great representation of just seeing how these opals vary. Like this one it's more translucent. It doesn't have as much
Don't see a ton
fire.
of color play. Yep. And that ring's under $1,000. Is that right?
$995. Now this one, it does have a little bit more like vibrance in it. The opal itself, and those diamonds are a lot larger, so that plays into the price too. But this one is $1995. So again, under $2,000. Still, these huge, really fun looks.
So if you're somebody that loves and appreciates gemstones like we do, if you don't have any opal in your collection, it's a great stone to have because one, affordability. Two, there's nothing else like it. And three, it has some very cool like historical significance. It has been worn through the ages. I read somewhere that the Aztecs were mining it even 500 years ago.
Wow.
What is the main, and Egyptian, it was found, like Egyptian artifacts were found with opal from
That's
like
so
over
cool.
2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So what are going to be the main places that opal is mined?
The majority of opals are found in Australia and Ethiopia. So those are going to be your biggest. They're also going to have your most finest quality of opals too. There is a well-known mine in Australia, Lightning Ridge, that produces, gorgeous opals.
Specifically black
opals.
Black opals.
And right here, just so you guys can see, black opal. This is a representation of what a black opal will be. It has more of those blue hues, obviously darker than that white opal.
Darker background color, not necessarily black.
Yeah. So pretty.
I know, that piece is amazing.
So cool.
really, really neat.
Britt says her mother's birthstone is opal and that her niece has an opal engagement ring.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, that's really neat.
That's awesome.
I know opals go with everything.
They really do. Okay, so let's talk about, since Stephanie just mentioned opal engagement rings. Something that's really, really important to know is that opals are a soft stone.
On that hardness scale, they are a 5 to a 6.5.
Yeah.
So you have to just make sure you take care of it.
Yes. So typically, we don't necessarily recommend them as an everyday wearing stone. If you're somebody, it's just like with pearls. Like if you're like Ariana Grande and want a pearl engagement ring.
Yeah.
If you have your heart set on it,
do it.
I'm all for it. But realize that the chance of having to replace that stone at some point is very high. Because very porous, like we said, opals are made up with about 10% of their composition is water.
Yeah.
And so they're very porous. That means that every time you squirt perfume, every time you wash your hands with soap, anything like that, your stone is absorbing those chemicals.
Yeah.
And so the reality is over time, it's going to affect the quality of your stone. Again, if like that's what you love and that's what you want, I say go for it. But just realize that that's not going to be a forever stone if it's a daily wear.
Yeah.
wearing piece for you.
And another thing too, with taking care of them, not storing them in dry places.
Yes.
Also, be careful of where you wear them if you're in a super hot area. I had a client tell me one time that she wore hers in a tanning bed and it literally exploded on her because it got so dried out, so hot in there. So
And it was probably pretty dry to begin with.
probably, yeah.
So one of the things, and this can be a little tricky, but one of the things that we recommend is just like with your pearls, you, again, do not store it in a safety deposit box. You don't want it to be anywhere that's really dry. Obviously, we live in the South, so it's a more humid climate, which is beneficial for opals. But I also recommend that, like, if you're getting ready in the morning and you happen to be sitting somewhere, put a little bit of distilled water in a little bowl and just let your opal sit in there while you're getting ready for the morning, just to add a little bit of hydration to your stone. I think it's important to mention too, like you were saying, you have to be careful because you technically can like
overhydrate it.
Overhydrate, overwater.
Yeah, overwater your
opals.
opal.
You don't want to leave it in there for like super long periods
Yeah.
of time. That happened with Alyssa with a client that it had been left in too long and it actually kind of affected the play of color of the stone.
Yeah, temporarily.
Temporarily.
Yep. It dries back out, but when it was sitting in the water for too long and it literally like lost its color. It was like translucent.
Almost gave you a heart attack.
I know. And I was like, oh gosh. And then we were like, no, it's okay. It's going to come back and everything. But just so if for some reason that happens to you, it is okay.
Yeah.
It'll most likely dry back out and be okay.
Yeah. So important to keep it hydrated, but you don't want to overhydrate.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't keep it hydrated enough is something called crazing. And essentially what it will do is it almost looks on the surface like it's shattered. And it can be subtle, but you'll see like literally cracks across the top of the stone. And that's because it got too dry and it's irreversible. Once that happens, there's nothing you can do. And I will say the majority of antique and estate pieces that I see come in that are opals have at least some
of it
crazing on it. It's just kind of an inevitable thing with such a delicate stone.
And that's why it's important to, when you are purchasing purchasing it from somewhere that is a reputable place that's going to tell you about it and educate you on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we showed you guys some really fun, specifically white opals. Let's talk about the other varieties. We talked about black opal. Boulder opal is going to be an opal that literally has the matrix still attached to it. So when I say matrix, what I mean is literally like the rock that the opal was formed on. So especially with boulder opals, a lot of times they're so thin and delicate that they need to keep that matrix attached to the stone. Otherwise it would literally just kind of like fall apart. So when they're mined, you keep that layer of matrix attached to the bottom of the opal for stability.
It makes a cool backing.
Oh, it's so
it's
neat
really
to
neat
see. Very organic looking. And so that's when you have a boulder opal. You also can hear references to what they say is jelly opal.
Jelly, a crystal opal, things like that. These little guys.
Yeah, this is a good example.
Option.
It's essentially more transparent. So when they say jelly, like it's not as semi-translucent as something like a white opal. It's just a little more see-through, but you still get that play of color.
Those remind me of like crystal ball.
Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with these earrings. We have them in yellow and white, gold.
I know, and what's
They're
really
so
fun
cool.
about these, I love these, and this pair too, is the opal pendant can come off, so then you just have little diamond hoops. So you're in 2 earrings in 1.
I love that.
I know, I think these are so pretty too. Again, this is another like kind of that jelly opal, crystal opal, but it has that gold backing. So you're really getting that, you can kind of see a little bit more of the color. And ladies, these are $2,350 just for idea price. I love these.
I love opals for bridal jewelry.
Oh yeah. You know, they're considered to be a very lucky gemstone and one of the most precious because they had all the colors.
Yeah, only stone that has all like an entire array of colors. So pretty.
No. And then
My salad's good.
one opal that we don't have on here that is a really cool, really pretty color. It's called a fire opal. You'll sometimes hear them called Mexican fire opals. You find them a lot. They're mined a lot in Mexico.
Yeah, if you ever travel to Mexico and go in a jewelry store there, you're going to see
'em.
lots of fire opals.
Yeah. And they're called fire opals because they look like they're like fire. It's really cool. They're oranges and reds and yellow hues. They're stunning.
And what's interesting about fire opal specifically is a lot of times you'll see them faceted. So whereas everything you're seeing here is domed. So it's either cabochon, so flat back with domed, or you're seeing like literally these opal beads. Everything is cabochoned. But with fire opals, you will see them faceted.
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty. They're pretty cabochoned or faceted. I like them both ways.
And sometimes you'll see a fire opal. Sometimes it lacks the play of color phenomenon too, just because it is. But that color, that's real orangey red, is still really vibrant.
And they almost look kind of hazy. They're not going to be like
cool.
completely clear. It has like a hazy quality to it. They're really pretty, but again, I will say, with especially if they're faceted, like super, super, super delicate.
Yes.
Like great earring, not such a great ring.
Yeah.
You're probably going to chip it. We're having Cantina 18 salads today.
They're the best. I think we only get the salad for the dressing, but
we
it's
need
so
this.
good.
We need the recipe for this dressing.
I've tried to make it at home, and it's just not the same.
It doesn't hit
I
the
know.
same.
I gotta get it.
Oh.
Maybe Jason will share it with us.
I bet I can twist his arm.
Maybe.
Get that recipe out of him. It's so good.
We use like 4.
Oh, I'm shameless. I'm a sauce and dressing girl.
I love it.
Okay, so if you go to Conky, are you a brown sauce, white sauce, or both?
I mean, both probably.
Both?
I mean, yeah.
EJ, what about you?
White,
Yes. Of
white all
of
the
course.
way.
Of course you are.
With a glass of milk.
With milk. Nicole, what are you? White sauce. Yes. Okay. I'm a diehard, like white sauce exclusively. I want nothing else. And you know they do the little bowls? So I'm like, they fill up my white and then they come around with brown. I'm like, no, just more white. And he was like, no, we'll just refill your. And I'm like, no, I need
both.
2
2 at all times.
at all times, and I will still need refills. I'm shameless. I don't
funny.
care.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Now,
Back to the opals.
yes. Oh, you ladies might have noticed something a little different on the table that you wouldn't typically think would be opal.
Ooh, are you talking about my ring?
Yes. So I was talking to Marci earlier about it, about how there is a famous opal known as Nessie, and she is a fossilized old dinosaur that some of her bones turned into opal.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then Marci's like, I have a ring that's like that. I know. Talk about it.
So that is a fossilized
So cool.
dinosaur bone that has opalized. And so the way that this happens, you guys, is like, especially in Australia, where there's lots of dinosaur bones, is the minerals. So you have this dinosaur bone in the ground. And over time, there's water and minerals and stuff that's coming through all of those layers of dirt and soil. And the minerals and what makes up opal actually ends up replacing parts of the bone.
So cool.
And so it becomes, it's just like with fossilized wood. Same concept. But it literally was replaced with like minerals that give it that like opalized
Really cool.
appearance. I don't even know if this fits my finger anymore. I got this a long time ago, and it has a champagne diamond in the middle. Do I do it? No, I can't. Oh, no. Obviously, I can't size this. I'll have to save this for one of the girls.
That's so cool.
Isn't it neat?
Jennifer says she loves it.
I know.
Thanks, Jennifer.
It's so cool. It could
I
just
love it too.
It could just sit on the shelf as a talking point too.
I know, isn't it so neat?
cool?
I love it.
That's what I love about jewels.
I know. It's so cool.
So fun. And then we do have a lot of fun tourmaline options too on the here. We have from our Birthstone series with wedding bands. We have the pink tourmaline.
If you're somebody that's kind of rough on your stuff, you want something you can wear every day, and maybe opals like make you a little nervous, which I understand. Tourmaline is a great alternative.
Absolutely. And it's a 7 on the scale, so it's got a nice toughness to it, and so it's definitely more of an everyday.
Everyday.
Still, you be careful, but
Yeah, definitely more durable.
yeah.
I have this pin that EJ just showed you. Look how cool this is, y'all.
So pretty.
Isn't it so pretty? So that center is a pink tourmaline, cabochon pink tourmaline in the middle. And then all the other stones are
Sapphire.
fancy colored sapphires. That's so neat.
And that's what's fun too with tourmaline is they do come in different colors. You sometimes see them in green and blues and things. They come in bicolors, tricolors, all kinds of looks. So if you're wanting something that has again, a whole bunch of colors to
Yeah,
go with everything.
tourmaline is amazing.
Tourmaline's a great one. And
My favorite
yeah.
tourmaline is chrome. I love chrome tourmaline. It's so gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
It's if you're somebody that loves emeralds, you're probably gonna love chrome tourmalines. They're darker in color, and they have. I'm trying to think how to describe it. They're completely translucent. Transparent like an emerald, but it must have like some black in it, so it doesn't feel like. Whereas emerald has some yellow and some blue to get that color a little. It's a cooler green, and it's
Cool.
but it's dark. But it's so pretty. I love a chrome.
I probably would like that.
I love a chrome tourmaline. I have one. I should have brought it out here.
Oh. I know, you're going through your bag, your box of goodies.
I call my jewelry box, I call it my bag of tricks.
Love it.
All my goodies are in there.
Okay, and then I do have a surprise for you.
What?
I have a little, if you notice, I have a little box.
Well, I saw you holding on to that, but it never dawned on me. What is in there?
It's a little trick. So this, ladies, I'm super excited about.
What is it?
It just got shipped here, like straight from New York, where before it was straight from Turkey.
What?
This is from a new designer that we just started carrying, and it is Gurhan. Nobody, look at that.
Stop it right now.
I had to show it to you guys. I knew you'd be excited.
Oh, dear Gussie.
Look at this amazing opal here.
So we just started carrying Gurhan jewelry at Cameron
They're
Village.
amazing.
It's all, 23 and 24 karat? Mm-hmm. All handmade. When we were in New York, we went to his showroom. He has the cutest store. It's one coolest store, I think.
Yeah.
And it's directly across the street from Taylor Swift's house
Yes.
in Tribeca. And it's the cutest store, and he's the cutest man. We had lunch with him. He's fabulous. All of his jewelry is amazing.
Yes. Look at this, guys.
Stop it right now.
This
That's
is almost
insane.
just under 64 carats. It's an Ethiopian opal. It is absolutely stunning.
And Ethiopia is is that the number 2 location for production other than Australia, right?
Yes. And then EJ's going to take you guys over and show it in the sun. Just, oh my gosh.
So
Look
gorgeous.
at that.
Woo!
It is so pretty.
If that doesn't hurt your feelings, I don't know what will. Look at it.
It's amazing.
Oh my word.
I know. And so something that Stacy, who works with Gurhan and helped me with this, she was telling me that actually Australian opals and Ethiopia, they're becoming more rare and more, prized and wanted because it's harder to find miners. Like people that actually mine it and have that skill set because it is such an old, known
Well,
thing.
and it's not mined like other gemstones either. You're
You
kind
have
of
to be really careful.
you have to be extremely careful, and you're kind of out in the desert, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's very cool.
Interesting.
I know. I'm
Well, and it's
obsessed.
like all gemstones, and we tell you this, guys. The sources, what's there is what's there, and that's it. It's not like this stuff is plentiful and forever.
No.
And designers know that when they find a certain specimen or a gemstone that they love, they buy what they can get their hands on because that literally could be it.
Yep.
Which is
Or
amazing.
that could be it that all look the same or match or coordinate with each other. So it's very cool.
It's all about mineral deposits and what happened millions of years ago. So, it's plentiful, but it's not infinite.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't stop looking at that thing. It's so pretty.
Oh my gosh,
I got
I
it in
love
just
it.
this morning.
And look at the diamonds on it.
I know. So good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and not to take away from that cute little stick pin right next to it.
Oh,
That's an art
love
deco,
that
right?
Art Deco piece. I was looking at that and I'm like, that would make such a cool ring too.
Yes. Well, stick pins, they're meant to be rings. And it's so easy, you guys. If you buy a stick pin or if you have stick pins at home, this is something that's good to know. I didn't realize this. Our jewelers can literally take them and bend the stick part into the band of the ring. So all this metal doesn't go to waste.
So cool.
You can literally loop it around and then you have a perfect little
ring.
cutie ring.
I know. I love that piece.
That's fun. This is $830. It's 18 karat white gold and platinum. Opal and diamond.
I love that.
It's so pretty. Okay, guys, it's about to be November. When we see you next week,
Oh
it's
my
going
gosh.
to be November.
I know.
How is that possible?
Yeah.
There are amazing things happening. November, we've got coming up our grand opening at the Cary store. Alyssa and I are going to be there on Thursday, November. Can I announce what we're doing, or do you not want me to say anything yet?
You can.
I can?
Tell the
A
ladies.
sneak peek. Ladies.
Ladies. Okay, we're going to do something so fun. We are going to do a live audience, Ladies Who Lunch.
Yeah.
So we're doing the grand opening that whole day at the Cary Fenton Center store. So if you want to come and hang out with us while we talk shop, Ladies Who Lunch, 12:30.
We'd love to meet y'all.
Yeah, you can ask us questions live. Come say hey, have a drink. We're going to be hanging out. It's going to be an all-day party.
I know. I love the Fenton store. It's so pretty.
Isn't it pretty? And if you haven't been out to Fenton yet, it's so cool. They're slowly, everything's getting opened. There's quite a bit open now, but there's great stores. There's an awesome theater.
The theater's so fun.
I know.
Yeah, it has a great bar.
I know, right? It's a neat spot. Restaurants are opening. Everything's opening. So that's on November 10th. Obviously, we're getting into holiday season, guys, so we're going to have like tons of stuff going on here. We're going to have trunk shows and pop-up shops. We've got new lines that are literally hitting the store every day.
I know.
We have a Norcane event here on the 3rd.
Awesome.
Oh,
Norcane.
fun.
We'll take. We've got Gucci jewelry and watches in the case. It's a matter of weeks away until our Fox and Bailey store opens here at Cameron Village.
So much exciting stuff.
So much fun stuff.
I know. And Christmas on top of it.
Not even to mention Christmas.
I know. It's all happening.
So many good things. All right, ladies. Happy Thursday. Anything you need, any questions you have, send them our way.
Yep.
What are we talking about next week?
Gift guide.
Yes. Okay. It's always like my favorite thing we do. I love it. Christmas is overwhelming.
It is.
It's overwhelming
Yeah.
for us shopping for all of our family members, for our kids, then trying to figure out like what do we want for Christmas. It's a lot. So we want to make it easy for you. Since we live, breathe, eat, dream jewelry, we wanted to create gift guides. We started it a couple years ago. So we have a Bailey's gift guide. We have a MarcillaBailey.com gift guide. You can get on the website. We have it broken down into categories. We've got like our favorite staff picks. We've got gifts under $500. We have diamond classics. We've got all these little buckets, and you can literally click on it and see all of our favorite things. So it makes it so easy for you to send hints, to make your own list, to do your own shopping if you're not able to come in, even if you are.
Or send us pieces that you want to put on your wish list here.
Yep. And we can add it to your wish list. So we want to just make it as super simple as possible. And we can gift wrap it up and take care of you for the holiday.
Yeah.
Which I can't believe.
I can't believe, like, literally,
It's around the corner.
this weekend's Halloween, too. Like, it's crazy.
What's Archer being for Halloween?
Oh, he's a hedgehog.
Yes!
I found it. It's the cutest little thing.
Babies in Halloween costumes,
He is so
there's
cute.
nothing
He's
better.
a little hedgehog.
I love it. That's so cute.
Yeah.
That's
It's a
so
cute little thing.
Weatherly and her friend are dressing up. She's like officially a middle schooler. It's not really even like a costume. It's like light up sneakers with neon and some smiley faces, scrunchies. I don't know.
A neon girl. I
She'll
love
be
it.
cute.
Yeah.
Ford's going to be a dragon water ninja.
Okay.
This is his third time being a ninja. He's like very into ninjas.
Love it.
And then Windsor is being Ariel, not because she has an affinity for Ariel, but because she saw in one of the catalogs the costume with the long red hair, and she was sold.
She went with the wig. I love
That's
it.
all she cares about. The wig is everything.
I love it.
So she's going to be Ariel. It's going to be fun. All right, y'all. Happy Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great Halloween. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
What are we talking about again?
Gift guide.
Woohoo! Gift guide.
That's right.
Okay.
Gearing up.
We will see you next week on Ladies Who Lunch.
Bye.
Bye.